hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome to another Redmond Roundup, the show where we give you all your latest news and updates on Liverpool and football related topics. Boys, girls, it is another day, it is another turn. Make sure you smash a like only if you enjoy, of course, and nice one for tuning in yet again, and let's get into today's Redmond Roundup. So the first thing that I want to get into today is Liverpool, or the reports about Liverpool making a £28.5 million bid on Pellegrini from Roma. Now listen, I have to just confirm straight away that these rumours are more than likely to be false. If you don't know about Pellegrini, I believe he's an attacker midfielder from Roma, decent player. 24, 25, got great ability, would definitely add something to the team, but these rumours that we're putting £28.5 million bids into Pellegrini is most certainly false, and at least more than likely to be false, because here's the thing, we used to be linked with Pellegrini, or we used to be interested in Pellegrini, and I saw these reports surfacing yesterday that we're going to go ahead and sign him, and I thought, well, first of all, he's not number one on my list of players of who I would want to sign, hence why I've done a little bit more research, and then I went to realise that we have been interested in Pellegrini before, therefore, that is why maybe these rumours are sort of resurfacing, and also, Pellegrini is actually currently injured. Do you want to be signing a player who is currently injured? No, you don't, but we have just signed Kanate, and he's just basically got back from a long-term injury. But listen, you get the point that I'm trying to make. He's not what fits the profile of what we need to meet in that midfield, at least in my opinion. But let me know down below in the comments if that is a player that suits your sort of profile of what you want in our midfield. So after Carlo Ancelotti absolutely doing Everton in and leaving for Real Madrid, listen mate, it was a funny thing in the moment, especially with the fact a few weeks previous he was talking about how like he has a plan with Everton and he sees the vision. I'm not here to take the piss out of Everton fans. I actually thought that was half out of order, the way Carlo Ancelotti left it there. And if that was Jurgen Klopp and he handled it in that way, he's not going to leave with the best thoughts of me either, to be fair, especially if he's only been here for 2 seasons or whatever. That being said, obviously this means Everton are linked with other managers, one of them being ex-Liverpool manager Rafa Benitez. Now, let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. If there's any Blues, would you take Rafa Benitez? I think it's a very interesting conversation to have. Now, Everton are also linked with David Moyes, Nuno Santos, obviously just being sacked from Wolves, or no, mutually departed from Wolves, and also Graham Potter from Brighton. Now, let me know down below in the comments who is the best move and the best fit for Everton right there. If you ask me, I'm sure the obvious answer would be a David Moyes, someone who's been there before, but has also shown since that he can help improve a team. He's literally just took West Ham from 17th all the way to 6th. So that would maybe be the option, but if it was a Rafa Benitez, bear in mind, Rafa Benitez has a house in Liverpool still to this day. He still very much feels a part of the culture. It's not impossible. I'm not like, would I like it to happen? Of course I won't, but not necessarily for the fact it scares me. They've just had Carlo Ancelotti and never achieved anything. It's not the fact Rafa Benitez scares me about achieving anything with Everton. It's more for his sake, you know. Will they back Rafa Benitez? Because that's got to be a part of the reason why Carlo Ancelotti left. He weren't going to get backed. And if it weren't, then that really does mean Carlo Ancelotti just saw this Real Madrid job and saw just something that he could not refuse, which you can't blame him for that. But Rafa Benitez, we can't just assume he's going to go in and win trophies straight away. But that's not the number one thing I worry about. The number one thing I worry about is the reputation that Rafa Benitez holds at the moment in Liverpool. And if he went to Everton and did shit, then the Everton fans are going to hate him even more. And then we're not going to like him because he went to Everton. So there's a lot of But again, it could just be paper talk. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think this could happen? And again, Blues, is this the manager that you want to see? Now, this week we've been talking a lot about midfielders. A lot. A bit more than what I'd actually like to be talking about these midfielders. But another midfielder that is currently a Liverpool player, I suppose, in Marco Grujic, has basically been linked with a move, a permanent transfer to Porto. Obviously, he's just been there on loan. Had a fairly decent season, believe he made 43 appearances. A lot of them were off the bench, but still he made an impact to show them I can add something to your squad. And now they're looking on making that a permanent signing for just £15 million. I do believe Marco Grujic is going to go in the summer. Or this summer, should I say. I don't think he necessarily has a place in the Liverpool squad. I think if you look at the pecking order, which is always a good way to judge whether or not you should keep a player. Marco Grujic is more on the lower side than the higher side. He is, 24 years of age. His highlight was a goal against Barcelona, which, listen, I like Marco Grujic. This isn't slander. I mean, he done a thing with Adrian a year ago where he kind of put a snide comment after Adrian made a mistake, which knocked me off him a little bit, but that's not the reason why I want him to go. The number one reason I don't want Marco Grujic is because Curtis Jones is above him, James Milner's above him, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita, Fabinho, Henderson, friggin' who else am I missing off that list? Thiago, all these players are above Marco Grujic, so where does he fit in is the question I want to ask. That being said, if we're not going to go out and buy a new midfielder, then what's the point in really selling him? Because he could be an option, I suppose, and that's what Porto look like they're going to be buying him in for, just simply to fill spaces within the squad, bring him on off the bench like what they done when they beat Juventus in the Champions League. These different things are possibilities. Would you keep Marco Grujic or would you sell him? If you're me, I take the 15 million all day, because I believe if we keep him for another season, his value is only going to go from here to here to here. It's not going to shoot down, but it's just slowly going to go from, because I'm sure last year we could have maybe got around 15 to 20. Now it's looking like it's 15. Next year it'll probably be 10. Get him sold now while you can, and that's just my opinion on the point of view. Get him sold, get a midfielder, and then boom. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. So yesterday on the Redmond Roundup, I looked through the comments, as I always do. Thank you for everyone who was always interacting. Now, do know I will read your comment. Get it down in the comments down below. I will like the comments as well. I sometimes don't like all the comments because I sometimes forget to, but that being said, I will like your comment on this one. That's a promise. Even if you call me a knobhead. For this video only, boom, leave a comment. Anyway, the last video, shout out to Matt who said this. I think we need to go to RB Leipzig again and get Sabitzer instead of Tielemans. Now, this was brought up because I talked about the Tielemans link in the last episode, and that was one of the top comments. And do you know what, mate? News broke yesterday about Sabitzer, about how he wants to leave RB Leipzig. He could be leaving for around 13 to 15 million pounds, something very, very stupid. I've just talked about Marco Grujic leaving for 15 million pounds. I want to know in the comments down below, is this someone Liverpool should go for? Now, there's many, many good things to Sabitzer. He's 27 years of age. He's got one hell of a long shot. If you want someone in the midfield who can create something out of nothing, Sabitzer is your man. And I'm not saying he's the best midfielder we could go out there and get, but let's talk about the club that we are at as well. We are no Real Madrid or Chelsea or Man City who can just go out and buy anyone. We are Liverpool, who should be able to go out and buy anyone, but we don't do it that way. So we want someone who's young, but yet can still add something to this squad. Sorry, not young. Someone who is cheap, in a good age, as well as can add something to this squad. Sabitzer fits all them things. 13 to 15 million for a player who can add something to our squad. He could very much do that. He scored 10 goals and got 4 assists in the last season. Again, one hell of a long shot. People talk about creativity in the midfield. I think it'd be, he's good wages, he's good quality, he's European proven. I think this would be a proper good move for what fits the Liverpool model. I'm not saying this would be my ideal move, but if it's the only option, it's not a bad only option. Spurs are also linked with him. Manchester United are now linked with him after the news broke yesterday that he wants to leave. But just let me know in the comments because that was a great comment from Matt and I needed to bring it up, and I'm going to start bringing up a few more great shouts of the comments in these episodes. Would you take Sabitzer, not necessarily over Tielemans, but just overall? Even if he was 20, 30 million, is this someone that you'd be interested in? Let me know in the comments down below. Right, so now I'm bringing a little something new to the Redmond Roundup, so let me know if you like this in the comments down below. It's basically a paper talk speed roundup, so I just go through all the news that has been within the papers. We'll talk through all the topics and just basically inform the fans about what's going on with other clubs. There's a lot of neutrals who watch this channel, man. Big up yourselves. I know this is the club that I support, but I see the love all over, so I'm going to start delivering. I'm going to start being the postman and start delivering for the neutrals on James Redmond TV. I see you, my G's. I see you. Anyway, first thing that I want to talk about, Chelsea are linked with Hakimi from Inter Milan. Now, this would be a good signing for Chelsea. Absolutely no doubt about it. Now, but the question that you've got to ask is, would you take him over Reece James? Come on now, Chelsea fans. Reece James he's above Trent Alexander-Arnold, isn't he? He's supposed to be the best in the world. Nah, I'm not even taking the piss. I like Reece James. I think he's good. But serious question, do you take Hakimi over Reece James? He can play right mid, he's a versatile player, but if he comes to Chelsea, I would assume it's to play right back position. Maybe I'm wrong, but one thing I don't like about this is when Tuchel wins the Champions League, he gets friggin' Hakimi and Erling Haaland, whereas when Klopp wins the Champions League, he gets Lonergaard and Adrian. Piece of piss, mate. Gareth Southgate is set to start Luke Shaw at centre-back versus Croatia, according to the Daily Telegraph. What you mean, Gareth? What are you doing to us? This was supposed to be a year where we can win the Euros, you know. Oh, it's coming home. It's coming home. Like, mate, last time we won a trophy, it weren't even in colour, the photos. What you mean? It's coming home. I want England to win the Euros. I proper do. But with that manager, I just don't think it's going to happen. Why are you bringing Ben White? If you're going to be starting Luke Shaw at centre-back, it makes no sense. I like Luke Shaw, but as a left-back, not as a centre-back. So I have no confidence that we are going to win this Euros. But I, of course, do want England to win the Euros. And let me know in the comments down below, do you want a Euro predictions video out tonight or tomorrow? Let me know. So Stan Kroenke is set to reject any incoming bids from Daniel Ek, according to the Daily Mirror. Now, for those who don't know who Daniel Ek is, he's basically the founder of Spotify. He's set to make a £2 billion bid. 2 billion, not million, 2 billion with a B pound bid to Arsenal to basically take over the club. And it looks like that Stan Kroenke is going to be going but I'm just going to leave the rest of this segment to the one, the only Vince McMahon.
Quite frankly, it's my view that Stan Kroenke should be arrested. Should be arrested for impersonating a good businessman.
Anyway, staying on the topic of Arsenal, they are now entering the race to sign £50 million rated centre-back Ben White. First off, that's according to the Daily Mirror. First off, £50 million rated. These English players have too much of an English tax. It is pathetic and it needs to stop because it's starting to get embarrassing. Second off, let me know if you're an Arsenal fan. This should not be the signing you want, surely. Good player, sound, but does he bridge the gap of 8th place and 6th and 5th? I don't know if he does. I'll be dead honest with you. That being said, I will give you this. He's better than the centre-backs that you've got. Besides Gabriel. Is it Gabriel? Who's the centre-back? The Brazilian centre-back that you've got. I'm sorry if I've said. I believe it's Gabriel. That being said, I don't think he's the main man, especially for that price tag. Anyway, people, that has been the Paper Talk, Speed Roundup, whatever the fuck I'm going to call it. Let me know a name that I can call that segment. And I don't know, I might start doing it at the end of every show. Again, a lot of neutrals like to watch this channel, so I just want to be thoughtful. I won't be on them topics as in-depth and as long as other topics because, you know, there's only 24 hours in a day, but I'm still more than happy to bring these rumours and these pieces of news to you throughout the summer transfer window and throughout the season if you still want to see these daily Redmond Roundup shows throughout the season. Again, in tomorrow's, I might do another Redmond Roundup later talking about my predictions for the Euros. Let me know if you want to see that and any other content in general, any other mini-series like what I done the other day with the Liverpool squad, anything. Get it down there anyway. Thanks one for watching as always. You know I love you, so I'm not going to be a soppy piece of shit at the end of this one. Thank you for watching and I will see you all later. Peace out.